It's reassuring to claim victory once more, that you still can claim victory, even amongst the change and the tribulation. As you pick yourself off the floor of your wagon, dust yourself off from where you were lying, and prepare to meet your next wave of companions, something stops you in your tracks. Two of the companions at the crossroads are familiar. It's Kiryu and that redoubtable Hellion. This is also a change. They remember. They seem to know you. And even if the memory of their battle is dulled, no doubt to keep them sane, they seem to know more of what's to come. But both of them deserve a rest. Perhaps different companions, further experiments. After all, there will be plenty of loops. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Loki-Orin, and we are back in Darkest Dungeon 2. And we're going to take out a new formation today. Do want to give a shout out to Kiryu Hanzo. You're still a wanderer, and unfortunately, because I believe we unlocked Sharpshot next time, and I can't actually give you Sharpshot, which is unfortunate. So I haven't decided what to do there. Happy to take your suggestion if you're good with me resetting you, so to speak, so that can give you a nice hero path. But we also have our Hellion Boudica, who Thanatomania. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm now forgetting who the person was that told me this. Luke Gilmore. Yes, thank you for correcting my pronunciation of thanatophobia and thanatomania. English is weird. I'm a native speaker and I still don't get most of it, so who the heck knows? But regardless, let's get into it. So, based on a number of suggestions, and hello to new subscribers and new faces, we're gonna take out a different formation today, incorporating a few different requests in once. So let me put them in. And this is, hey, what's going on, everyone? Future Loki-Orin here, and yeah, you're about to hear me badly mangle the name of this formation. It is Delenda est. I have no idea where the Ia came from. I think if I had to guess, I heard someone mispronounce that years and years ago, and it just stuck in my head ever since. So yes, I'm sorry. I'm going to do my best to try to fix this because I mispronounce it very consistently. But know that I'm aware and I'm doing my best. But I also don't want to be dishonest about what my failings. So back to the show. Delandia est, which I'm absolutely certain is a reference to the phrase Carthago Delandia est, which if I remember the translation correctly, is something like, furthermore, Carthage must be destroyed. As a reference to Cato the Elder, I believe, who ended every speech he ever gave with, and furthermore, Carthage must be destroyed, back in the, Roman Republic. So, geez, thousands of years ago. Which I do find very funny, the idea of, like, someone stands up and gives a speech about how grain prices are too high, and my political opponent is a swineherd, and by the way, Carthage must be destroyed. But enough about that. Let's get into our naming here. So first of all, oh, there we go. At the request of, and let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's yep. At the request of Blank Desktop, we're going to be joined by our occultist Samael. Who has Iron Stance and Hemophobia, which, not our favorite, but we'll go ahead and slot in Ritualist again, because there's just very little reason not to. It's quite good. Next up, we have Baldwin, whose name is still up for grabs, and I do think we're going to make him a Tempest again. Oh, right, I need to do skills here. You're almost never going to get to move up, probably. So I think we leave you like that. But anyway, Baldwin, he's He is unerring, which is useless, and lazy eye, which is also useless. Because I don't believe, yeah, none of his skills are ranged. This is just like 2 empty quirks, which is kind of sad. But he will be our Tempest. Next up is our Man-at-Arms, who we will, nope. Who, at the request of, let me make sure this is the right person. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the delay. I should have prepared this ahead of time. Oh, at the request of Valerio Spadini, I hope I'm saying that correctly, we will take out Carmelo as the Man-at-Arms. Unfortunately, we can only have him as a Wanderer. And he also has Unerring. Wow, that is 2 garbage positive traits. And those are rare traits too. Like that is not good. But that's okay. We will make it work, and we are actually going to slot in like that to put in command to help support Baldwin. And then finally, Paracelsus, another name that is up for grabs still. We will. She is Hatred of Pillagers, but soft, which is not our favorite. But given her position in this, I do think we are going to slot her in as a surgeon. Actually, do we slot her in as a surgeon? So surgeon is really good, but actually, I take that back. We're going to put her as a Wanderer. And here's well, do we? Sorry, I'm thinking. Just give me a sec. So Surgeon is really good, but it turns off our Blight chance, which we don't really have any other source of Blight. Yeah, we'll put in as Surgeon. I should say as we go ahead and get started here that we are going to be doing a Chains of Denial run here, and I'll explain why in a moment, but that's why I'm kind of thinking about this of... Does she really need that extra damage, or would I rather have access to Blight? And actually, I do think I'd rather have reliable access to Blight. So we are going to go without Surgeon. That does mean we just get more candles. We get an extra candle. Is 1 candle worth it? Yeah, 1 candle's probably worth it. So let's go ahead and get into it with Delenda Est. So first of all, let's talk about why this is going to be a Chains of Denial run and not a Sigh of Resentment run. And the reason is simply, I don't think this formation can actually beat the Seething Sigh. The only 2 characters that can hit the backline at all are Paracelsus and Samael. So our Plague Doctor and our Occultist. The Leper has Intimidate, which does a single point of damage. And the Man-at-Arms doesn't even have that. So the fact that we only really have, and truthfully for the first couple rounds, we only really have 1 person in the guise of the Occultist that can actually hit the rear rank. And that's a good way to get killed. So that is why we're doing this. But now let's take a quick pause here. We've got 62 candles to spend and a whole lot of stuff. Let's see. So I'm not going to lock in a memory on Carmelo, simply because I really want him to have a hero path. So even though like a Father's Praise would be good or Summer's Day, I don't want to spend the candles on somebody that I'm not going to keep around. On the other hand, well, Baldwin we're going to rename at some point, so I don't think that's necessary. But Samael might actually get a nice rename here. Yeah, you know what? We'll give Samael the rename here, and I think we'll give him Spring Rain. Yeah, 15% burn resistance is quite impactful on the Occultist, who is going to get caught on fire a fair bit. So we have 57 candles left, and as I mentioned, I do want to start getting... How much is it to get Vanguard? Okay, it is 36 candles to get Vanguard. What else could we upgrade instead? Gosh, so many choices here. So many different things. Because the alternative would be like upgrading our wagon, which I don't really feel like is the play right now. Refreshment makes that really good. Now, okay, I said before, like, we've unlocked a bunch of items, so I kind of want to just get my heroes going. Let's see what it would cost to get 11 to get Venom Drop. Get Berserker seems kind of fun. I definitely want... Okay, I definitely want Alchemist for some versions of this, so we're going to spend that. Kind of want... I think we're just gonna upgrade all of these characters up so they have their first hero path and that plus 5% death blow resistance, because that's been kind of noticeable. Oh yeah, I forgot. Grave Robber has Deadeye, so probably don't need that. There we go, and we'll do some final unlocks here. Sorry for the slightly scattered nature of this. I'm kind of just like thinking as I go here about what I want to spend. Ooh. Wow. Shimmering Crown. Combat start. If relics over 100, heal 100%. Combat start. If baubles over 100. Wow. That's a nice thing to have. Adrenalizing Ash is not bad. Insulating Insignia is not bad at all. One more trinket, I think. Idle Thought. Okay. So we are starting to see the other cultist trinkets. I don't particularly like Idle Thought, but it's not bad. Combat items, I think, were good. Would I like to see more in items or stagecoach items? I think I'd like to see more stagecoach items. Because there's some that aren't particularly good, but there's some that are. Collector's Chandelier, I've heard of this one. Increases Candle of Hope stacking. That's kind of nice. Workable Loom. Cool. Telescope is not very impressive. It will grab one item. Why not? Creative Insults is not a bad book. All right, let's embark. So sorry for the kind of rambly nature there, but I was just sort of, thinking through it as we goes here. But we do have was it Samael? Samael with his memory, a Spring Rain, getting his burn resistance just a little bit higher, and let's roll. So, Delenda Est. Let's talk about this formation in kind of a macro sense here. As I said, kind of prior to the Altar of Hope, this formation really doesn't have good backline reach, and the reason for that is that Paracelsus starting all the way in the front gives her the opportunity to really, bring the pain from the perspective of of her surgeon. Trinket, food. Food ends up being pretty impactful, I think, so we'll just do food. Yeah, that was worth it. So Paracelsus, even as a wanderer, she's going to get to land some early incisions and then move back to Plague Grenade. Baldwin and Carmelo don't have good backline reach at all, and Samael, our occultist, can reach backline a lot, but it really doesn't feel very, very strong. So that is why we are going to the Chains of Denial, which this formation definitely has the capacity to beat. Alrighty. Got some money to spend here and some stuff to buy. We almost have the Shimmering Crown just up. That's kind of cute. Adrenalizing Ash I don't think we're going to use, but let's see. Buy both of those because those are just nuts. Buy both of those. And buy a trunk, maybe? Like, we basically have worked out our combat items here. We'll just go like that. There we go. So it's kind of like, do we want to grab some in items? Do we have enough of a relationship brewing somewhere? Okay, it's just 2, so that's not really moving the needle there. None of our negative quirks are really worth worrying about. A soft is. Soft kind of is, but I think we just grab a storage trunk. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Hoarder. Let's roll out. So yeah, let's talk about the big. So I was talking a bit about like backline reach, which is why we're not going to side. But in general, from the big 3, stress, healing, damage. We'll start with stress. I mean, we have the Man-at-Arms with bolster for that bulwark, or for that kind of spike stress healing. But that is our only real source of like targeted stress healing. Baldwin is able to stress heal himself, which is quite good. Everyone else is somewhat dependent on their or is somewhat dependent on crits or just the Man-at-Arms doing his job. And here we actually also get to see kind of like test the challenge of this formation, or why this formation is not the best. And as you can see, Baldwin is not in a very good spot here. He starts in the 3rd rank, and he has very little way to do much about that. And unfortunately, as we're just going to end up taking a bunch of extra damage here, basically, because I basically didn't worry about... I didn't worry about this fight because we're gonna be fine either way. But you can see here, Baldwin is still not in the fight. He is still not in the fight. And you know, if you look at his skills, the skills that he can use from any rank are not skills that do anything. So as we end this fight here with 5 stress on our Man-at-Arms, I definitely didn't play that battle right, but this battle just doesn't really matter. So we're not going to stress about it, but we're definitely going to be taking at least each combat, we're potentially going to have Baldwin take a turn off and do nothing, purely so that we can move him forward, which is why this formation is, in my opinion, not very good. Which is another reason why we're going to Denial. But that's stress. From a healing standpoint, we've got both major healers and Baldwin healing himself and strategic withdrawal. Everyone can heal something. So we really end up with a very strong formation here from a healing standpoint. So that's definitely nice. Sure, we'll put that in there. And that in there. Idle Thought, I guess we'll keep for right now, but Adrenalizing Ash, well, put that on you for now. But let's figure out where we're going. Early Sluice. Early Sluice? Early Sluice. I would like Leaf Suspension, but... And Blood and Hope is not the worst thing, but like, eh. And I would like to go to the Sprawl, but it's a little less important, so we'll head to the Sluice. Leave your watts in the comments section.
Any advantage is a good thing.
Get rid of both of those. That. Provisioner has nothing that we can afford. That's fine. So Carmelo, you're just heading into the Sluice with 4 stress because of how badly that fight went. So we're gonna have to work on that, which does mean we're gonna upgrade Bolster immediately because that's just really good. And we're gonna be using Incision a lot, so I'm actually gonna upgrade Incision. That should stand us in good stead here. But yeah, so we're gonna get into how the combat with this formation needs to play because it's not the best. Oh. The Bounty Hunter's up. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Hello, Fox, the bounty hunter. He's got his skills here. And he's coming with a bouncer's belt, which is not the worst thing. But yeah, so tune in next time as we take Fox the bounty hunter, along with Carmelo, Samael, and Paracelsus into the sluice. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. Let the YouTube algorithm know I make content that you like to watch. Until next time, see ya.